everyone. I'm Heather Vitale, and welcome to our annual edition of Post Time from the Delaware State Fair. This year's theme is celebrating America's 250th. And did you know that modern day harness racing was started right here in the US of A? So let's get the show started with that all-American sport from the first state. Our half hour begins with trotters going to post from that Big Fair Day program as we show you the $35,000 Charles Murphy Memorial. Let's send it up to announcer Jack Gallagher for the call.
You know, I think it was muscled over out for the lead Everyday Dan toward the inside. That's Black Hope who gets away in third. Off stride out of it is Legacy's Jailbreak out of it. They make their way over toward the back stretch. And up to get the early lead, muscled over by 2 lanes. Everyday Dan got away second. Racing third is Black Hope, followed by Bells for All. Speedaway is next. Another 2 lanes behind Speedaway is Lovey's Place. Behind Lovey's Place is Bourbon Buzz, and far back and out of it is Legacy's Jailbreak. They went by the opening quarter, 28 3/5. Field races around the far turn, coming over toward the top of the stretch. The first time, heading toward the half, and it's an easy lead for Muscled Over. The lead is about 2 lanes. Racing in second, now up to get the lead Everyday Dan took the lead from Muscled Over, who's now back in second, sitting third, Black Hope. Racing up on the outside, here comes Speedaway. Following Speedaway, Lovey's Place. Then it's Bells for All. Moving to the outside, Bourbon Buzz, and out of it is Legacy's Jailbreak. They went by the half. In 59 seconds, they trot over toward the back stretch now, heading toward 3/4, and the leader, Everyday Dan. Racing on the outside, up into second now, Speedaway. Muscled Over's got the rail in third. They continue up the back stretch. Lovey's Place outside and fourth with the rail fifth. Black Hope, nowhere to go. They go toward 3/4, 2 horses right together. On the outside, Speedaway battles Everyday Dan. Muscled Over right there in third. Outside, not gaining Lovey's Place. Down inside, Black Hope. They went by 3/4, 127 4/5. They approach the top of the stretch now. They're ready to turn for home. And on the outside, up after the lead, that's Speedaway getting a short lead from Everyday Dan coming through the stretch. Speedaway out in the center track, loves Harrington. Speedaway pulls away, Muscled Over, a late rush for second.
Speedaway, owned by Breakaway Racing and the Your Wallahan Racing Team, wins the Charles Murphy Memorial for the second year in a row. The 7-year-old trotter traveled first over to cross the finish line in 1:56 4 for trainer Nick Callahan and driver Corey Callahan.
Corey,
Yes.
you are on fire tonight.
Woo!
What's good? What's your secret?
Good horses.
Tell me about this race.
It was, again, this is another race where it was his race to lose. And he didn't really score down that well. My trainer said he didn't really warm up very well, but I just told him, I said, good horses overcome. So we'll take it.
Corey Callahan.
One more, and then I'm going to need a beer.
We just saw the Charles Murphy Memorial, and yes, it's the same gentleman who Murphy's Race Sportsbook and Grill is named after. Murphy's is a great place to hang with friends while you watch and wager on sports and racing action from all over the country, and it's located right at Harrington Raceway. The Race and Sportsbook is open daily at 11 a.m. And if you want live excitement, our half-mile harness oval begins their exciting fall meet tomorrow, Monday, August 17th. The schedule this week is a Monday and Tuesday. Each evening, the first race begins at 4:30 p.m. By the way, you can get free Harrington Raceway program pages right online. Just log on to harringtonraceway.com, scroll over to where it says handicapping at the top of the screen, and then click on free programs. Then click on the day you want to check out. You can do some handicapping at home before you even get to the track. And don't forget, there's always free parking and free admission at Harrington Raceway. For more information, just call 302-398-RACE or visit them on the web at harringtonraceway.com. We're heading into our first break of the show, but plenty more Delaware State Fair action awaits. So keep it right here. Post time. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with more post time.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather Vitale, and welcome to our special edition of Post Time from the Delaware State Fair. The only place you can buy a tractor, eat a funnel cake, and see live harness racing. And it seems like a perfectly normal day. Now, I'm not sharing any of my funnel cake with you, but I can give you a taste of some amazing four-legged excitement. And that includes the $35,000 Legislators Cup, raced in memory of Thurman Adams Jr., featuring our top class of Delaware-owned ladies who took over the spotlight for this event during the fair.
They're off center racetrack. Jet propelled quickest away toward the inside. Little Miss Peyton right alongside, almost persuaded as they make their way into the first turn. Getting to the front, Little Miss Peyton, almost persuaded, drives up on the outside to get the lead. 3 lanes, Jet propelled got away third. Racing fourth, Stevie Hanover, then it's 3 or 4 lanes. She Prefers Gin is fifth, racing in sixth up the backstretch. That's Nighttime Deal. As they continue up the backstretch, the trailers are going to be Marine Riley and Amia Maximus. They went by the opening quarter. And they did it in 26 and 3/5 as they make their way by the stands now, coming over toward the half and leading the way by a length and a half or so. That looks like Marine Riley. That is almost persuaded now, joined by Jet Propelled. Following outside, Stevie Hanover third. Down inside, Little Miss Peyton races fourth. She Prefers Gin fifth. They make their way around the turn, heading over toward the backstretch. They went by the half in 55 and 1/5. They hit the backstretch now, heading toward 3/4. And Jet Propelled battles with Almost Persuaded. Those two are heads apart as they continue up the backstretch. Falling outside is Stevie Hanover third. Racing fourth down inside, that's Little Miss Peyton, dropping back a bit. A huge gap back to Nighttime Deal. They go by 3/4 in 123 and 3/5 around the final turn, coming toward the top of the stretch. Ready to turn for home and straighten away now. And coming on the far outside, Stevie Hanover is up after the lead as they straighten away. Stevie Hanover, Jet Propelled is between horses, coming toward the wire. Jet Propelled and Stevie Hanover. Here's Stevie Hanover on the outside. Jet Propelled.
Jet Propelled, owned, bred, and trained by Bob Shahan, wins the Legislators Cup at the Delaware State Fair. We loved seeing so many legislators join this 5-year-old pacer and her connections in Victory Lane. Jet Propelled is a previous Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fund champion, and she scored in 152 and 3 with Jason Thompson in the driver's seat.
I went on the track and I thought, WWJD, what would the Jet do? So I kind of left out of there, had some speed horses inside of me, soon as they got things worked out and tapped the brakes, I said, I ain't taking her momentum away tonight, and I moved her and just sent her up the backside as hard as she could go. And she's tough enough, she made me look good. That's about what that ended up being. She's just a tough animal, that mare. Probably one of the greatest mares I've ever driven.
And just so all you post-time fans know, next week we'll have even more action from the Delaware State Fair when we bring you the $110,000 Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fun Finals for 3-year-olds. But that's next week. There's still more on today's episode from the fair. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Post Time from the Delaware State Fair. Did you know that pigs are among some of the smartest farm animals? But let's see if they have a good sense of humor. What do you call a pig who knows karate? A pork chop. Why did the pig carry a briefcase? Because he was bringing home the bacon. Okay, I guess I put my audience to sleep. And I know those jokes were probably a little too close to home. But what can I say? You know how I am. I like to just hog all the laughs. Now let's see who was hamming it up on Harrington's center stage in the $25,000 President's Cup, featuring a pacing field of speedy standardbreds raced in memory of Eugene Bayard.
There goes Stonebrook Genesis quickest away toward the inside, moving up is Double Medal as they make their way into the first turn. Salisbury Genesis comes out with the lead. Double Medal got away second. Racing on the outside, Live Love Lindy toward the rail. Back Pocket Mickey. Behind Back Pocket Mickey, that's Furneaux. 2 more lanes further back. That's King Kuntu got away in fifth. Trails as they race up the backstretch are Coxcomb and Aiden Station is at the end. They went by the opening quarter in 28 1/5 as the field races around the far turn, coming over toward the top of the stretch the first time. And on top, that's Salisbury Genesis leading by a length and a half as they come by the stands. It's Salisbury Genesis racing in second. Double Medal. Here's the move up on the outside by Live Love Lindy, who's been out most of the way toward the rail. That's Back Pocket Mickey deciding to stay in right now. They went by the half in 56 2/5. They race around the turn, heading over toward the backstretch. Salisbury Genesis maintains the lead. Double Medal is there. Live Love Lindy hopelessly parked. Waiting inside, Back Pocket Mickey not waiting and going 3 wide right now is Coxcomb. They're midway up the backstretch on the way toward 3/4. And Stonebrook Genesis leads it by 2 lengths. They go by 3/4 now in 1:24 4/5. They race around the final turn, coming toward the top stretch and pulling away. Stonebridge Genesis opens up 4 or 5 lengths. On the outside, Coxcomb trying to get up into second. They come to the top of the stretch, and Salisbury Genesis comes off the turn with about a 4-length lead coming through the stretch. Salisbury Genesis and Corey, they're out there by 4 or 5 and staying there. Salisbury Genesis in front. Back Pocket Mickey gets second.
Salisbury Genesis, owned by Nick Callahan, your Wallahan racing team, Greg Godbout, and Britt Evans, goes from gate to wire in the President's Cup. The 8-year-old pacer, trained by Jason Johnson, got to the finish line first in 1:53 3 with driver Corey Callahan. Patty Key, the president and CEO of Harrington Raceway and Casino, presented the trophy to the Happy Connections.
always best on the front, so I figured I'd give him a rattle, and he made front, and there was a bunch of commotion out there, so we made out pretty well with that.
We are taking a quick break, but we've got more four-legged, fantastic fair fun coming up from Harrington Raceway's half-mile oval. So don't go away. Post time, we'll be right back.
We're at the Delaware State Fair. Stay tuned for more post time.
Hey, I'm Heather Vitale, and welcome back to our post-time recap from the Delaware State Fair. Now, if the horses on the carousel going around in circles isn't enough action for you, no worries, I got you. We had real horses doing the same thing on the racetrack, just a whole lot faster. And that is an understatement as we bring in the $50,000 Governor's Cup, featuring our speediest of Delaware-owned male pacers. Let's send it back up to announcer Jack Gallagher for the call.
They're off. They go Sweet Angel Boy out for lead. Armada Hanover also moves to the up after the lead as they make their way into the first turn. And using the rails, Sweet Angel Boy comes out with the lead. Sweet Angel Boy is there. Armada Hanover drives up on the outside. With the rail, that's Mr. 305 in third. Getting in there fourth, We Had a Baby, It's a Boy, got in front of Hotchkiss. Another 5 lanes back, My Mickey Beach. Trailers up the back stretch are Stephen Saloon, and Cerulean Hanover gets away last. They make their way by the opening quarter in 26 1/5, fairly fast. They race around the far turn, coming over toward the top of the stretch the first time. And driving up on the outside to get the lead now, back is Sweet Angel Boy. Armada Hanover racing in second. Down inside, getting away in third as they make their way by the stands now. That's Mr. 305 right up alongside. Here comes We Had a Baby, It's a Boy, followed by Hotchkiss. Also to the outside, that's Stephen Saloon. Field went by the half in 55 seconds. They head over toward the backstretch on the way toward three quarters and going up and getting lead. We Had a Baby, It's a Boy has opened up 3 lanes as they hit the backstretch. Sweet Angel Boy is there, Hotchkiss alongside. Toward the rail, nowhere to go for Armada Hanover, right alongside Stephen Saloon. Behind Stephen Saloon, My Mickey Beach toward the inside, Mr. 305 and Cerulean Hanover. They make the way by three quarters in 1:22 3/5. And We Had a Baby, It's a Boy. He's got a big lead coming toward the top of the stretch. Hotchkiss is there with Stephen Saloon on the outside, but all alone at the top of the stretch is We Had a Baby, It's a Boy. The lead is 7 or 8 lengths coming through the stretch. We Had a Baby, It's a Boy, wins it easy. We Had a Baby, It's a Boy is in front.
We Had a Baby, It's a Boy, owned by EVM Racing, was dominant in the prestigious Governor's Cup in 151 2. Delaware's Governor, Matt Meyer, joined the elated group of We Had a Baby, It's a Boy connections in the winner's circle to celebrate. Assistant General Manager Matt Sparacino spoke with the trainer Chuck Chrisman Jr. and the driver Brandon Givens after this huge win.
Son of Sweet Lou's had a terrific campaign. You've been aboard his last several starts. Tell us about him.
I'll tell you what, he's a gritty horse. I mean, he can race from anywhere. He's very versatile. On the front, from behind. I just try to pick a spot and see if I can fall in there, and then once I get in there, I just let him do his thing.
He's had such a terrific season and really hit his best stride here mid-beat, and as you said, his versatility really seems to be an asset.
Yeah, Chuck's done a great job with him. You know, unfortunately, he gets the 8-hole a lot here, but he overcomes it, and he does very well. So
it didn't look like it hurt him too much today.
No, he was really good today.
Congratulations, Brandon Gibbons, EVM Racing. We'll bring trainer Chuck Crispin in. Chuck, this horse is coming off 2 years where he's made over $100,000. Tell us about We Had a Baby, It's a Boy.
My granddaughter got pregnant, and I seen him race one time at Chester, and I said, I'm going to buy that horse. And he's been a blessing ever since, and I thank EVM, Eddie Mendez, for buying him.
Tell us about the last 3 months here. He's been probably the sharpest open horse on the grounds. Were you feeling pretty good about the race today, despite post 8?
Yeah, but post 8 on a half-mile track's a little tough, but he's a nice little horse, and I give him all the credit, and Brandon did a great job driving him. And my grooms, Butchie, and the rest of my crew, they do a great job.
Well, congratulations, Chuck. I know you love winning the race at the Delaware State Fair in front of the governor and our biggest crowd of the year.
Oh, I love it, and I really want to send a big shout-out to Jim Bass. That's for you, buddy, and also Kenny Wood. Thank you, man.
Two great ones, Chuck. Thank you.
Governor Meyer had a great time taking in the action-packed card and took the opportunity to address our big crowd at the fair.
Good evening, Harrington. I'm Governor Matt Meyer. I just wanted to say thank you for coming out tonight, for supporting harness racing in this state. This is the track with the longest continuous harness racing in America, over 100 years. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful evening. And please thank the Lieutenant Governor Kyle Evans-Gay for the beautiful weather tonight.
Thank you so much for watching our recap from the Delaware State Fair. Now, just because the action from the fair is over doesn't mean there isn't more live harness racing excitement in store for you. In fact, the new fall meet at Harrington Raceway is starting.
Our half-mile harness oval begins their exciting fall meet tomorrow, Monday, August 17th. The schedule this week is a Monday and Tuesday. Each evening, the first race begins at 4:30 p.m. Murphy's is a great place to hang with friends while you watch and wager on sports and racing action from all over the country. And it's located right at Harrington Raceway. The Race and Sportsbook is open daily at 11 a.m. By the way, you can get free Harrington Raceway program pages right online. Just log on to harringtonraceway.com, scroll over to where it says handicapping at the top of the screen, and then click on free programs. Then click on the day you want to check out. You can do some handicapping at home before you even get to the track. And don't forget, there's always free parking and free admission at Harrington Raceway. For more information, just call 302-398-RACE or visit them on the web at harringtonraceway.com.
Thanks again for tuning in. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you at the track, and God bless.